Hello, Tom Allen here, and welcome to you all. Hello, Tom Allen here, and welcome to you all. I'm currently tucked away inside Television Centre, and everyone here is abuzz, getting ready for this year's Virgin Media British Academy Television Awards. If you listen very carefully, you can hear them. Well, you can just take my word for that. With the awards only an hour away on BBC One, there is most definitely buzzing going on all over this place. This year is, of course, a little different to what we'd normally be doing, but what hasn't changed is the amazing nominees we're here to honour tonight. If you're anything like me, there's been a lot of TV in your life for the last few months, whether it's been for the news or for an escape. It's been important to so many people, so I, for one, am looking forward to celebrating the skills of the people making the programmes. So, tonight I'm going to be chatting to some of our nominees, all at a safe distance, of course, and in some cases literally thousands of miles away of safe distance. And I'll also have a few of our guest presenters joining me here in person at a slightly less, but still safe, please don't tweet in, distance, okay? Should we get started? I think so. Ready?
What?
Transcendental meditation.
Oh, they dare me to take risks.
Beautiful, creative people.
Steady.
Just no fakery.
It's amazing, so pleased.
It's made it a year that, we'll never forget.
Go.
It's the Bafta.
Right, well, I dare say, as much as I'm sure you'd love to hear me chit-chat to myself all night long, I do think perhaps you might enjoy the lovely people who've come here to join me now. Some may say they're just ordinary or perhaps normal, but I disagree. I think they're fabulous. Welcome, Daisy Edgar-Jones and Paul Mescal. How are you both?
Good.
Good, thanks, yeah.
Great to see you. I mean, normal people. It's the show that everybody's watched. Were you surprised at how well it's gone?
Yeah.
Yes, I think
Definitely.
so.
Yeah. I mean, when you were making it, did you think it was going to be a huge hit?
I think it's hard to tell, but I think when we were making it, I think both myself and Daisy were so excited that Lenny was going to be doing it, an element in BBC and Hulu, but I think it's kind of grown legs since it's come out.
Yeah, and it's just really surreal, like, being in person now and talking about it, because half the time it's been in our own room, so it's hard to even realise that people have actually seen it.
I think it's an escapism for a lot of people during the lockdown as well, to go, oh, people, do you remember when people used to have relationships and be together? And I mean, of course, it comes from a very successful book. Was that a pressure, did you find?
Yeah, definitely. Like, before filming, it was like, oh, like when you get cast, you're like, this is the best thing ever, and then just before, you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But, like, because we had such a wonderful, like, group of people making it who were so loving of the book and who are such big fans of it, it kind of felt like a group of mates who were trying to have a go at making a really brilliant book, which took the pressure off a bit. So it was only really before it came out that we were like, oh gosh, let's see if people like it.
Well, and it turns out they did. They really did. And I mean, you guys have been thrust into the spotlight sort of quite, not out of nowhere, because I know you've both worked before, but this is kind of your first big TV job, and it's huge. And that's a big pressure for you guys.
Totally, and now we get to sit in Bafta wearing fancy clothes. It's all very exciting. Yeah, it has been a bit of a whirlwind, and something I think we're both incredibly grateful for.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, but enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed it, Daisy? Has it been a nice experience?
Yeah, it's really nice, like, but it's also just hard to kind of wrap your head around, to be honest. Like, this is like the first time we've actually been to an event, or been to a press things, really. So it's only now I'm starting to kind of wrap my head around what it even means,
Well, I think it's a great piece of television, and you both perform brilliantly, and it's something that people have really loved watching. So I think be proud of it and enjoy it. I think it's just the beginning of great things. So enjoy being at the ceremony today, and thanks so much for coming to chat to me and amongst the curtains. And we'll see you later on.
Thank you very much.
It's the Baftas. It's like I grew up watching the Baftas. There's just something really wonderful about having such a wonderful experience on a show, and then it being recognised by like the industry as well, and people saying like, your kid's done good. Like, that feels amazing.
Oh, hello there. Look, everybody, it's Stephen Graham and Jodie Comer. Thank you for joining me. How are you both?
Hello. Very well, thank you. How are you?
Great, thanks. Having a lovely time here. This is like the Brady Bunch, seeing you next to each other. Now, congratulations. Both nominated. Stephen nominated for The Virtues. Jodie nominated, of course, for Killing Eve. And also, Stephen, double congratulations, because a Virgin Media must-see moment is The Line of Duty, which is also nominated. So well done you, Stephen. You look confused there. You didn't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, great.
Double whammy.
Double whammy, great. But of course, you two know each other, as we saw last year. We're going to have a look at the clip, if that's all right, of your beautiful speech last year, Jodie.
I want to take this moment to thank Stephen Graham. Stephen, if I didn't know you were pint before, I definitely do now. Thank you for the generosity that you showed me all them years ago and for introducing me to Jane. Jane, you've encouraged and supported me ever since, and I cannot thank you enough.
Ah, that's so nice. It's nice to see people being nice, rather than, you know, the usual dreadful narcissistic actors that we get here most times. So that was a lovely moment. But how do you two know each other? Stephen, how did you help Jodie? How did he help you, Jodie?
Me and Jodie worked together years ago. We met on a production called... Was it
Good Cop?
Yeah, Good Cop. It came to me.
Really important
Jodie,
time for Stephen.
Jodie had a small part, you know what I mean? And she was just magnificent to work with. And I just saw her talent immediately, and I just said to her, look, I think you've got an amazing talent. And if I could, is there any way I could get your number? Don't worry, I'm happily married and all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, likely story.
Like, it's my agents on your behalf. And when she was like, "What, you being honest with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I just introduced the two of them, and bosh.
So nice. And you told Jodie not to lose her accent. Is that right, Jodie?
Yes. Because I always had this thing in my head that I needed to, or I would be taken more seriously if I did. And Stephen was like, "Are you kidding? Never, ever do that." And I was so glad that he kind of reminded me, because he's so authentic in himself, and to see someone from Liverpool doing what they're doing, like me, was really inspiring. You
can't lose your accent. It'll be totally our lass. It'll be our lass if you did that.
It'd be sad. It'd be a sad day.
It'd be a sad day. It'd be such a sad day. Are you actually a Scouser, Jodie, or are you a wool?
Well, no, I'm a Scouser through and through.
Have you got a purple bin?
I have got a purple bin.
Okay, you passed the test. Stephen, what colour is your bin?
Well, I live in Leicester, so...
Oh, forget it.
This is some serious research. I'm enjoying this.
I even know about... I've been going through your bins. Now, you both... Oh, no, we'll get back to a serious question now, because it's the BAFTAs. Neither of you shy away from difficult roles. What draws you to these personalities? Villanelle, so complex, so violent.
I think for me it was the challenge and also the writing. I think Phoebe had such a particular tone, and the idea of it terrified me but also thrilled me. And you just get to explore so much within these characters and challenge yourself. So I think ultimately it's that.
Yeah, for sure. And Stephen, most of the characters you play seem to kick someone's head in at some point. Do you? Is that something that you're drawn to? Is that something you enjoy doing?
The more fun to play, if I'm honest. and you know, I'm never going to be Mr. Darcy, and nor would I never want to be. Do you know what I mean? I prefer to play the roles that, you know, resonate with me. But this one in particular was such an honour to play, because it was, you know, loosely based on Shane's experience. And what he's gone through and what he's come through now as an adult. You know what I mean? So there was that immediate kind of. It felt really important for me, this role, because it was so personal to Shane, and for him to trust me to play that part was just an absolute honour. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, I say what I say in jest, but actually what both of you are so brilliant at doing is creating people who, whatever they do, are always very lovable and very, you know, very, people want to watch you. People want to see you, the vulnerability, like in The Virtues, he's so vulnerable. Like, I'm so drawn into the story and the great sadness inside him. Is that difficult playing that? Is that exhausting? No, because you can't take yourself too seriously, do you know what I mean? And as soon as I start falling Anna up, going, "Oh, it's been a really tough day at work." And she's like, "Has it really?" "Yeah, well, I've been shopping first thing in the morning. Grace has had a toothache all night."
I like that you put that accent on to say that.
Really
sounds better, doesn't it? Sounds better.
And she's just like, "Well, do you know what I mean? It's been really tough here on the proper side of the world. All you do is get dressed up and put makeup on and have a laugh." Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we do a lot more. But,
sure,
you know,
but people don't need to know that. And Jodie, do you like playing the violence of her? Do you like playing the violence?
I like the challenge of it. I'm such a klutz, and so in real life I'm the total opposite. So those kind of sequences and stunts are always a challenge for me, and it's always amazing watching what the edit guys and girls have done with it to make you look really cool.
It's always
definitely not true.
Well, they're always amazing to watch. So I'm so thrilled for both of you. It's going to be an amazing night tonight, and you deserve all the nominations going. So thanks for joining us today. And Stephen, are you dressed up? You've got dressed up for the occasion, is that right?
Well, I've got still got my shorts on now.
Disgrace, an absolute disgrace. Look, how couldn't he be bothered to get dressed up? Right, get out of here, get out of here. Enjoy the ceremony. Thanks for coming. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Finding out that we'd got 5 nominations, especially on a show like The Virtues with such a difficult subject matter, was absolutely incredible, and really, I think myself and everyone that was involved in it was genuinely touched. And because of COVID, obviously it's a very difficult time for casts and crews at the moment because no one's working, but it meant that when those announcements happened that we were all able to share in that moment together and had a kind of virtual party, if you like, and it's made it a year that we'll never forget.
That was the ever wonderful Shane Meadows, who's nominated for The Virtues. Now, joining me, I'm very pleased to say we have an actress, comedian, writer and TV host, and though you might think they are 4 wholly different people, they are all rolled up into one wonderful package that is the star of The Inbetweeners. It's Emily Atack. Welcome, Emily.
Were you talking about me just then?
That was your introduction. What did you think of it?
Nice.
Right? Right.
I'm going to sit really posh now.
Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing. I bring people here to what can only be described as the back of the curtains. Yes, exactly. This is my bedroom where I have all these screens, and it's very BAFTA. I've always been very BAFTA themed, very BAFTA orientated.
Love it.
Are you excited for the awards tonight, Emily?
I'm so excited. It's obviously not the awards that we're used to, but I think everyone's in a good mood, and it's still wonderful to celebrate all these amazing talents.
Well, yeah, I feel that, and I feel like although we're not in one venue. Actually, it means that the viewers at home are in the same place as the nominees. They're all in their homes.
Yeah.
So we're all making the best of it. I think it's kind of something fun about it.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Yeah, and in case you don't know, Emily here is on... Sorry. And in case you don't know, Emily here is the queen, my queen, on all things to do with Virgin Media must-see moments. Now, tell me, what is that all about?
Well, it's a very special award. It's the only award that's voted for by the public. It's those kind of, cliffhanger, edge-of-your-seat moments. You sat around with your family, screaming at the telly. And it's the only award voted for by the public.
Oh, how lovely. And they're quite a diverse bunch, aren't they?
So diverse. It literally ranges from Gavin and Stacy, Fleabag, Line of Duty, Love Island, Game of Thrones, Coronation Street. I think I got them all there.
Oh, wow.
6 wonderful nominees there.
Oh, amazing. Well, I can't wait to see who wins later on. And Emily, you're going to be joining me shortly, so I look forward to that too. Thank you very much, Emily Atack.
We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Uh-oh, a cave. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but as if through some sort of magic, I now have Richard Ayoade joining me. Hello to your good self, Richard.
Right, so you obviously want to ignore my bad self. That's the first thing.
It's there. Now, how's it all going to work this evening? That's what everyone wants to know. How's it going to work? Will it work?
I'm not tech support. What's going on? I don't know. I hope it will work. People are going to call in on Zoom. Some presenters are very bravely coming.
It sounds very risky to me, Richard. People just zooming in.
Is this show just to say it's a bad idea?
Yes.
Or are there other aspects to it?
I'm representing the licence fee payer.
You're representing the voice of uncertainty.
Yes. So people are phoning in on a Zoom.
I can't believe we're on a show talking about how another show connected to the show will not function.
Have you ever seen me do something like...
You could have stopped me at seeing you.
Thank you very much. Now, any sneaky peeks you can let us in on? That's what it says here.
Any sneaky peeks?
Sneaky peeks. Have you got any sneaky peeks you can let us in on? That's what the viewers want. They love sneaky peeks.
That doesn't even make any sense. How can I let you in on a sneaky peek?
Well, can you give us a sneaky peek of things to come?
It's a visual metaphor. How can I visually aid you in this situation?
Can you maybe hold back the curtain for us a little bit so we can peek?
The only tension that exists in this show is in withholding information that presumably some people already know.
Yeah.
Those are the only stakes. So if I blow those stakes to mix the metaphor, what do we have? You've already questioned the very basis of it by saying it's an overproduced Zoom call. We know this.
Yeah, we know that.
If I say anything else, what do we have?
That's true. People just... I think people just need a moment sometimes just to reflect, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I always think with my stand-up.
Okay. And you provide those pauses where people are neither crying nor laughing, but just able to look inwards.
Do you have orange curtains on your set?
I like these curtains.
Thank you, I brought them from
it's
home.
It's very Dick Cavett, and those are the kind of references you can expect tonight. Really up to the minute 70s riffs.
People are going to be really, really into
Angry?
that.
No.
And angry, I think. That's
Yes.
what I think, Richard,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
Thank you.
How
How are you, though?
Do you know what? No one's asked me that all day.
Really?
Do you know
That's like when Judy Garland apparently one day broke into tears, and it was because no one had sent her flowers.
Nobody sent me flowers.
Has anyone sent you flowers today?
No. And it's not the only way that I've been like Judy Garland.
I thought you were going to say, and it's not the only day that's happened.
That's not, and it's not the only day that someone
It's
has
the
declined to
third
send me flowers.
day that has not happened.
I would say it's probably the 10,000th day that someone
Oy.
has declined to send me flowers.
I like that Nick Cave.
Do you get a lot of
documentary.
flowers? Do you get a lot of flowers sent to you, Richard?
Do I get a... No. I mean, generally what's sent to me, I need to open with security.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Ayoade.
Thank you very much, Tom Allen.
Oh, hello. Oh, it's Sean Clifford, everybody. Oh, hello, Sean. What a lovely backdrop you have there.
Thank you very much. Care of Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, is that Phoebe Waller-Bridge's vine?
Yes, she's grown me a beanstalk.
Well, indeed. Now, Sean, you're nominated tonight for your performance as Phoebe Waller-Bridge's sister Claire in Fleabag. What was it like being part of such an immensely successful show?
I mean, amazing. It's sort of, I can't believe it's turned into what it's turned into. It's been such a privilege to be a part of that show and to get to work with some of my closest friends who inspire me so much. And yeah, I mean, we never thought it would become this thing. So we were just sort of, you know, bouncing around and being neurotic about it. So it's very lovely to have this sort of acknowledgement.
Because it always feels like such a cheeky sort of show in so many ways, like a very friendly show. And is that what it's like on set?
Yeah, pretty much. It's but you also, you know, we have very small budgets and not much time, so it's also challenging, you know, to like get it all done. But we have an incredible team that just works so beautifully together, and that's what kind of makes it work. Maybe I don't know what it is.
Well, I think one of the things that people keep coming back to is the fact that it's the team that they work with, and I think that's such a big part of making a successful show, isn't it? It's that team ethos, which is such a big part of any television.
Yeah, I think I'm much more of a believer in collaboration over competition, and which is why this is also lovely, but also sort of ridiculous, because I think everyone being recognised is worthy of being here tonight. And so, yeah, I think like shows generally are ones that where there's a kind of joy on set, and there's a real like pleasure in being there. I think that really contributes to the energy of a show, and it definitely contributes to ours.
I think it definitely comes across on screen as well. And Sean, you have a background in theatre acting. I think you trained at RADA with Phoebe. Is that right? And now you work in television. What drew you across from the stage?
Oh well, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the only reason my foot in the door. Honestly, yeah, it's there's such closed camps in our country, and I feel like it's becoming less so, but that might just be my experience. I don't know. It's so hard to sort of get through the door of one if you're sort of established at another, and so not for the want of trying, Tom.
Right. Sean.
But Fleabag was my first kind of TV role, and
oh wow, yeah,
I love it and enjoying sort of owning that craft. But
well, you've learned. I think you've learned it, Sean. You've been nominated. Just kick back and relax. Just give yourself a break. I would. Well, thank you, Sean. This chat has been fabulous. Enjoy your evening. Goodbye.
When I heard we were nominated for a Bafta, I was so excited. I mean, what an amazing thing. You only ever dream about that, and watching programmes and watching the Baftas over the years, to actually be one of the nominees was just amazing. So pleased.
I am very pleased to say that popping up on my screen now is the fabulous Naomi Ackie. Naomi, hello and welcome.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm really well. I was just saying it's the hottest day, and I'm here.
Oh, well, but have you got something refreshing to do for during the ceremony? Have you got a nice drink ready?
Of course, the Tattengers is going to be right by my chair.
Oh, a glass of champagne. Oh, lovely.
Classy lady. Classy lady.
Yeah, make sure it's nice and chilled. Yeah. Oh, that'll see you through. That'll see you through for sure. And this is your first BAFTA nomination. How does that feel?
It's insane. I feel like it's memorable not just because of the BAFTA, but because of everything that's happening. But it's a nice way to celebrate a quite difficult time. So I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you first read the script for the end of the, how do we say it, the end of the effing world?
Let's keep it effing.
Effing world. That feels very polite, very BBC. The end of the effing world. What jumped out at you that made you want to get on board with that show?
Oh God, you know what? I had never played a character so far that was so complex, and I instantly felt an empathy for Bonnie, that I felt like there was a challenge there to try and encourage the audience to feel an empathy for her as well. So it felt like a challenge, and it scared me, and I like to do things that are scary.
Oh, that's a very, very noble way to approach things. You know. And I know. But this isn't your first time of jumping on board with something that's already established, because of course you've been involved in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Had a figurine made and everything.
I did. It's right over on my mantelpiece.
Next to the champagne.
Of course.
Was
yeah,
that?
I think it was mad. I think it's two kind of big projects that had a huge fan base. So last year was like a time of me trying to find a way to do my job, but also dealing with the excitement of everyone who loves these shows. So it was quite an intense time, but I'm so happy with the result.
Well, I think you can't be happier with the result. I mean, you've been for one of those projects. You've been nominated for a BAFTA, so yeah. I think you should remember that. I think it's so easy, isn't it? We kind of beat ourselves up sometimes, I think, and go, no, is this all right? Is this good enough?
Yeah, so hard on yourself. When I actually watched the first 4 episodes at a screening for End of the Effing World. And I was like, oh gosh, I want to do that better. I should have done that better. And watch it back, and I think moments like these is a time just to celebrate the thing that you did. So happy.
Oh well, no, yeah, you should celebrate, definitely. It's wonderful, and so happy for you, and such a well-deserved nomination. So I say enjoy the rest of the evening, and all the best for the ceremony later on. But Naomi, thanks so much for joining me. Real pleasure to talk to you.
No worries. Thank you so much.
See you soon. And you, bye. Now, we've been chatting to some wonderful nominees tonight, but we're not the only lucky ones getting to virtually rub shoulders with the talented people who are nominated this year. Over the last couple of weeks, BAFTA has opened its cyber doors to many of the people who helped to bring the programmes nominated in the TV and Craft Awards to your screens. At the TV sessions, supported by TCL, they gave us the inside track on the programmes that earned them their nomination.
I just feel very lucky to be in a category amongst these women, and I've had the honour of working with Sarant and Samantha, so Glenda, I'm coming for you.
It was just amazing.
As I'm walking, I'm like, Teddy's word right.
They're fantastic actors, and then they're just also wicked people to have a little dirty laugh with.
It was definitely an exercise in patience, which is never a bad thing for one to be subjected to. So I embraced the experience as much as I could.
I thought I was in the right place, and then I watch it back and I'm like, oh my God.
I've got to direct all of this. Oh, is that what you were doing? Is that what you were doing with the banana?
Boil it all down to what Johan said. Accents, fake accents, generally speaking, are bullshit.
Someone really was paying attention.
It's a real dream to just be like, I'm going to play a 70-year-old today, I'm going to play Fat Boy after lunch.
I know that I want staff to go all done, and it's just well, whatever goes in that.
you don't do acting. You're not an actor where I'm from. We did Romeo and Juliet once, yeah, and she said to me, you just be a brick. And I was like,
I know I was out of the business for more than 20 years, but I'll never forget those years when I couldn't find a job, even if I'd crawled on my hands and knees to get one.
It was one of them, if I don't get this, I can't watch it.
To have your program or your character recognised is like, really? Wow. There's so much out there, and yet somehow this shone through in some way.
Be nice to yourself. I'm just talking to people on the show. Who else is still there?
If you missed any of those gems, you can still catch them online at Bafta Sessions 2020 playlist on Bafta Guru YouTube. And here at TVC, we're inching ever so closer to seeing who will be taking home the Bafta tonight, or at least getting it delivered to their home in approximately 5 to 10 days, depending on postage and where you live. I'm tingling already with the anticipation, but that tingle might also be down to the fact that in my peripheral vision, I can see my next guest waiting patiently as I prattle on. And now it's time I swivel to the right and say hello to Glenda Jackson, Grande Dame of British stage and screen. Glenda, what an absolute honour and a pleasure. Now, how are you finding the BAFTAs this year in such unconventional ways? Zoom.
I just said to someone who's sitting here with me, you wouldn't believe this if you read it in the script.
Yeah.
So it's quite an unusual and liberating experience.
It is quite dystopian, isn't it? But it's great that everybody's been playing their part, and I'm so pleased you're able to join us. You're nominated for your powerful, very powerful performance as Maud in Elizabeth is Missing. I mean, you're no stranger to awards. How does it feel to be nominated again?
Well, it's always a surprise. I mean, a pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But the real thing about Elizabeth is Missing is that it is such a wonderful book, and the script is great. And, you know, it's just such a privilege, really, to appear in it, because what it deals with is something that is being suffered by an increasing number of people, because even despite the COVID pandemic, we are, as a society, living longer. Mm. And how do we deal with these kinds of illnesses that have accompanied us on our longer road?
Yes, and it's a brilliant drama because it's not afraid to tackle that head on in a way that I expected it to be sad, but it was sad, but also your character is endearing and funny and warm. I thought it was an incredible performance. How did it feel performing as her?
Well, thank you for that. But she is a fascinating character. And of course, it's based on the realities of life. One of the things I found most difficult was precisely what you said. You know, she was pleasant, she was charming, and then suddenly she could become this vicious individual. And fortunately, we were privileged to meet with some of the doctors who are with the Society for Dementia. And I asked one of them, where does this fury come from? And she said, frustration. And that I could understand. And that was a great help.
That absolutely comes across, that vulnerability and the great humanity of her trying to deal with what must be such a terrible situation for both her character and the people around her.
I was about to say, I mean, it's not something that is exclusive to the actual victim of these diseases. It has such a terrible, terrible impact and effect on their families, you know, where they are unrecognised by their parents, if their parents, in some instances. Yeah. And that is just heartbreaking.
Yeah, very heartbreaking. And it's a wonderful, wonderful piece of television, an incredible performance from yourself. You took a break from acting for a while, about 20 years, wasn't it, that you were in politics, I think?
23, to be precise.
23, I beg your pardon, I do beg your pardon. What brought you back to our TV screens?
Well, it was quite by chance, actually. I left being an MP, and the first thing I did was for BBC Radio, and then I was asked to do a play, and I did a play, and I did another play in New York, and then the script of Elizabeth is Missing arrived, and it is, I think, a privilege to be allowed to participate in something that I had been beefing on about for quite a period of time. How do we care for ourselves when we get to the stage where these illnesses try to take it over?
Yes, absolutely. And, well, it is our privilege that we get to see you performing so brilliantly and also bringing the matter to our screen. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for joining us, Glenda Jackson. And now it's time to welcome back Emily.
Hiya.
Emily, welcome back.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed what we did last time.
I'm having a lovely time.
Oh, me too.
Really
It's
am.
actually, I think it's nicer. Just us. Just us. Are you ready to go again?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
Well, fabulous. Now, let's see who we're saying hello to now. Oh, it's Rashenda from Line of Duty.
I'm starstruck.
Oh, my goodness, so glamorous. Such lovely earrings.
Gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. Line of Duty, nominated for a Virgin Must-See moment. A Virgin Media Must-See moment. That must feel nice to be nominated for something voted for by the public.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And, what Line of Duty is like, kind of every episode has got at least one must-see moment. So to be picked out as the Virgin must-see moment of the year is great. It's great. It's amazing.
And the cast are just absolutely incredible. Line of Duty is kind of known for its stellar cast. What was that like, joining those kind of ranks? Were you nervous, excited?
Yeah, really, really nervous to begin with because I was a big fan of the show. So I was in awe of the people who created it and are in it. So to go up alongside those people and then to be alongside Stephen Graham as well as kind of co-lead that year was.
What's he like, Stephen Graham? What's he like? I've never met him.
Oh, he's great. He's a real good laugh, and he wants the truth out of all of the scenes. So it's hard work. But it's valued work and truthful work, and it's amazing.
Gosh, how can you do that? How can you do that truthfully when you're cutting someone's throat?
That's a really good point, actually.
What does that suggest about his home life? No, not believable enough. I mean, to be honest, if I had my throat cut, I'd probably be far too flamboyant about it. I get blood everywhere. It's terrible.
Like, oh no, it's a mess.
What do you mean I can't do a tap dance? Rashenda, are we going to see Line of Duty back on our screen soon?
I think that they stopped kind of shooting. I think that the OK has been given to start filming with the big shows again. I'm not sure when or how or where.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think insurance reasons makes it a bit difficult. But yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, definitely. It's one of my favourite shows, Line of Duty.
So brilliant.
It's just
Everybody's
amazing.
glued to it whenever it's on. Oh, Rashenda, thanks so much for joining us today. Lovely to chat.
Thank you.
And enjoy.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy your lovely Bafta Friday.
Will do.
Good luck. See you soon. Bye. Bye for now. Bye. Mo, what the hell are you doing? Mo?
Hey, what's going on, Tom? What are you saying? You're all right, bro?
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you? How are you keeping?
Yeah, great, thanks. Great. I mean, what an exciting time. Your first BAFTA nomination.
I know.
How did it feel when you found out?
Do you know what? I'll be honest. I remember I was having a lie-in. I was having this really good sleep, and my phone just kept going off.
Oh.
And people didn't say what it was. They just kept messaging me saying, congratulations, congratulations. And I was like, for what? Like, I just woke up. And then I went on social media, and then it just blew up. And everyone was like, oh, you got nominated for a BAFTA. Yeah, I was so shocked. I just couldn't believe it. I had no idea. No idea at all.
Oh, that's so lovely that you thought they were just congratulating you on a really good night's sleep. Like, well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Great sleep. And that you've been nominated for The Latest Show, which has been a huge success. Yes. But your background is as a stand-up, and I know you're used to being viral online. How did it feel bringing those skills to the world of chat shows?
Yeah, I think it's different because obviously with stand-up comedy, you're kind of in the moment, where chat show is a bit different because you also want to get the guests involved, you want to get the audience involved. And with the show we had like some games and stuff. And it was just kind of bringing people into my world, but also realizing that it's being beamed out to the nation on like a Friday, which is most people's time to unwind. So it's just kind of getting the perfect mix right, you know?
I mean, it did feel like a really fun Friday night show, like kind of anarchic and what people want at the beginning of their weekend.
Yeah, I think that was the good thing about the show. It was just the kind of show where, you know, on a Friday, people like to unwind, maybe have a glass of wine and some peanuts and stuff. So it was the kind of show where hopefully when people watch it, they can feel like they're involved with us at the same time to kind of, I always say you want to have a good show that kind of, you know, ends your week but starts your weekend. So that was why I was trying to deliver with the show, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I think it definitely did that. And you've been so busy during lockdown because you've been doing a show from your own home. You've been doing All-Star Happy Hour from your house. Like, how's that been? I mean, that must have been quite stressful.
Oh, that was very stressful. Like, it went from being this really chilled lockdown, like me and my girlfriend were just doing like some meditation and doing some exercise. And then before we knew it, I never forget the first day one of the guys came, he had maybe like one camera and loads of wires. And I was like, oh, nice, that's all the stuff. And the guy was like, no, this is just 10% of the stuff. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, my house was literally taken over. The spare room, which I kind of tried to use as like a workspace, became a small gallery. Yeah, but it was good. It was a good challenge. And it was, you know, at a time where, you know, people wanted some kind of escapism to kind of watch on TV, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, man.
Well, and I think it worked brilliantly, and I think it goes to show your talent is that you can do your job wherever you are, and I think that's the, that's the brilliance, and that's what you've been recognised for. That and your lovely cushions, Mo.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, thanks so much for joining me, and best of luck for tonight. I'm really excited for you. It's been lovely to chat.
Oh, wicked, man. Thanks so much, Tom, man. Good to see you, man. Always looking fresh and smart, bro.
Well, thank you very much. I try my best. I've been shining my face all day. All right, well, I'll see you later, I hope. Have a lovely time.
All right, I'll see you in a bit, man.
Cheers,
Take
man.
care. Peace.
Bye for now. Bye.
I was in Years and Years on BBC One, and the show grabbed so many people's attention and caused a lot of conversation. And it was an absolute dream to be part of such an incredible cast and work with the king that is Russell T Davies. Being in a show like that really got everybody talking was what every actor and actress dreams of. I think to be able to be part of a conversation that is so relevant to now, probably a little bit too relevant actually. I don't think anybody thought that we would all be living the Years and Years reality show together. So yeah, I think we scared a lot of people and are continuing to do so.
Well, that was the wonderful Ruth Madeley, who is an award presenter this evening. In the studio, it's the stars of what can only be described as a smash hit, Gangs of London. It's Shope Dirisu and Joe Cole. Joe, Shope, thank you very much for joining me. How are you feeling today? Are you looking forward to the ceremony?
Good. It's warm out. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day to be stuck in amongst the curtains in a basement in Television Centre, right? Now, Gangs of London. I mean, it's a very exciting programme. Quite violent at times. Did you expect it to be the runaway success that it's become?
I don't know. I don't know if you ever allow yourself to believe that something's going to be super successful or a smash hit. But I remember the first time I saw like a little clip of the work that we'd done as like a teaser, and I was immediately proud of it. So I'm just glad that I can be proud of something that everybody else has enjoyed as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, during lockdown, it's been people have just loved watching it.
It came out at a good time, I think.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, when we were shooting it, it was like it was like kids in a playground. It was some of the set pieces were just like nothing I've ever seen before or been on set before. Really ambitious stuff. So it was great that it actually sort of translated to TV, and it came out at a time when everyone got to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they would have done it. It's very good, Joe. Don't do yourself down. Joe, you're no stranger to criminal families, not in your private life, but I don't know. I've just met you. But in that, you are, of course, in Peaky Blinders. And do you enjoy playing criminals? Is there sort of electricity about it?
I just get what I'm given, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, I think playing these sort of multifaceted characters with kind of shades of light and dark is very interesting, but essentially in this industry you get what's put in front of you to a certain extent and make the best of it. It's not been planned, but
a lot of fight scenes.
Done a fair bit of fighting in my time.
You don't seem very violent as a person. I mean, is it all held inside?
It's acting.
It's acting, I suppose. That is acting. That is literally your acting.
That is literally what I'm doing.
Shope, you have to do a lot of the, quite choreographed fight scenes as well.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, how does that? I mean, physically, it must be quite demanding to be able to do all of that.
I don't know, like Joe said, it was like kids in the playground.
Oh, really?
I've always done a lot of contact sports growing up. I did a bit of karate and judo when I was younger. So to be able to like mix like the creative drama side with the physicality of like playing sports all my life was actually a blessing in disguise.
Oh, I bet, yeah. Yeah, because I would always assume that like being an actor was the antidote to PE. But it turns out actually you've actually got to be really quite good at, you know, doing sports.
It's just about physicality and like creating characters and telling stories using your body as well as your voice and words.
Yes, I always get so hunchy whenever I've tried to be an actor. I don't know why, I just get so nervous. It's been an extraordinary time, I think, during lockdown, but it feels like it's all the more important to celebrate television, right? Would you say? I mean, it's a wonderful
form. I mean, it's been a saving grace, really, hasn't it? In this time when everyone's stuck indoors or with their families, which can be a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
But it's been wonderful to be able to invest in these stories that go on for 8 to 10 to 23 hours a season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm grateful for the renaissance in television, definitely.
Yeah, it feels like a time to, when we can really indulge and enjoy getting to know people and learning about worlds, I suppose.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, TV's sort of been on the up in terms of like the quality that's been put out over the last sort of 10, 12 years, and I think certainly now more than ever we're going to have to see more and more of that because that's how people are consuming. So long may it continue, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's a golden age in many ways, and I hope it continues to get better. For you.
Thank you.
So being nominated for a Bafta is like, what? Somebody pinch me, please. Unbelievable. So honored. I still can't believe it. Does this make me British now?
Guess who I've got here now? Stacy Dooley. Stacy, oh my goodness, you look incredible.
You look incredible.
Stop it.
I can't breathe.
Stop
it.
Because of how I look, or because your dress is uncomfortable?
It's a bit of the two. The dress is so tight.
It doesn't look tight.
But you've also taken my breath away.
Oh, Stacy, when I spoke to you before, you didn't know what to wear, and you said, I'm just going to wear my skanky joggers.
That's right. So we spoke last week, didn't we? And I said, because I understood that you were doing all this. Congratulations, he's an angel.
Thank you.
And I said, what will we wear? Because I didn't know if we were still getting dressed up, because there's no carpet, audience, etc. So anyway, I've gone to town.
You look great. You're here with me on the, not red carpet, green carpet.
It's a bit manky, this carpet, actually.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. It's been a busy day. Now, Stacy, you're presenting a very important award tonight. It's the Virgin Media Must-See Moment, voted for by the public. Why do you think it's so important as an award? It's the one, the public is actually engaged with.
Well, that's it. I think, we all sit there, and particularly the last couple of months, we all sit there and gossip, and, oh, she was brilliant, oh, wasn't he ace? So, yeah, I feel really delighted that I get to hand over the award that we've all chosen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not sort of highbrow sort of decision-making in a boardroom somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait, and I've no idea who's won it, so,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been an incredible year for you as well.
Lucky,
Glow Up, and as well being on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes!
What was that like?
Oh, as you'd imagine. So, he was like a sculpture. Just utterly beautiful and quite kind of regal.
Oh, really? I think I would be quite intimidated.
Like, definitely an aura.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how exciting. I mean, it's such a great show.
Oh, and I was part of, it's not Blankety Blank, but...
The Snatch game, they call it.
And Vivian, she was just so brilliant as Trump.
Yeah.
Just magic. So,
what a lovely thing to be doing.
Yeah, I know.
And of course you won Strictly, a lot of people will know.
I did.
And that must have been a very nerve-wracking night. For anybody who's feeling nervous tonight, the nervous nominees, what's your top tip?
Weirdly, and I know everyone says this boring, but I wasn't expecting to win. So I felt quite chill about the whole thing.
Oh.
I'd have put my house on it that Joe Sugg was going to win.
Oh, really?
So I thought, well, let's just have, one last foxtrot, and then when Tess said, oh, it's Stacy and Kevin, I thought, oh, that's it's bonus.
Oh, how
But
lovely.
I'm not actually reigning champ anymore, Kelvin is.
I know, but still you did win. And isn't that a lovely sentiment? Just treat everything in life like it's just one last foxtrot. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacy Dooley.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you for joining me.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Just kneel.
I'm just so lost and so confused. It's so hard to know who I am when things like this happen.
Neil.
And scene. That was great.
Oh, yeah,
that was really good. Really good,
intense,
actually.
yeah.
Oh, one of my favourite must-see moments of the year. Do you remember seeing it?
Yeah, I'm really flustered after that. I'm sorry.
I do have that effect on people, actually. It's true.
No, I do remember that moment. It was one of those moments I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it afterwards.
Yeah.
It was very raunchy.
Yeah, very raunchy. And everybody sort of fancied him, didn't they?
Oh, sort of. Oh my God.
So everybody was like really willing it on.
It was, yeah, one of my favourite moments.
And our last nominee was another unexpected moment, one of those scenes where you thought something else was going to happen.
And then a total switcheroo happened. It was brilliant, wasn't it? A real high five type moment.
Yes, Ira Stark doing the flip, twist, drop, whatever you'd call that move. Best moment of the final series, do you think?
Yes. Well, you know, they're all very amazing, wonderful nominees.
Well, one of them will be finding out who will be receiving the special red mask a little later on tonight. Emily, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here with me.
Thank you. It's been so fun.
Well, it's been so fun. Thank you for joining me here amongst the orange curtains.
Okay.
And you want to make our last moments together a must-see moment?
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course. Fine. OK. Just going to... Well, what an absolute pleasure to have with me in the flesh as I live and breathe. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Aisling Bea.
Hi.
Aisling, how lovely to see you.
Thank you, Thomas.
How are you? You're wearing, it's not a criticism, but you're wearing a beautiful outfit and then you have a bum bag around your neck. Tell us about that.
I do have a bum bag on because, you know, it's what all the teens are wearing.
It's so cool.
You see them out and about with the bum bags, nowhere near their bums.
They never wear them on their bums,
No,
do they?
more like tit bags, I suppose we should be calling them, Tom.
Boob bags?
Boob bags.
Boob bags.
Patent it.
Yes, TM.
Yeah.
Are you wearing it for storage or is there...
Well,
is there
yeah,
another reason?
handy way for storage. Basically, I came off my bike and I've hurt my shoulder and the doctor says I'm not wearing my sling enough, and so I'm creating a scar tissue that's developed into a hard-boiled egg on my shoulder.
Aisling.
So instead now I'm doing this, but I kind of think I'm pulling it off.
Well, someone will be putting your arm off if you're not careful. That sounds very painful. I'm sorry you got
That's very painful.
Sorry you fell off your bike.
Thank you.
I mean, be careful. It's my advice.
It turns out you have to, Tom.
Yeah.
It turns out you have to.
If we've learned nothing else, it's that.
But I was wearing my helmet. Sorry, can I just say I was wearing my helmet, and everyone should wear a
Yeah,
helmet.
so don't tweet in, okay?
Yeah.
She wore a helmet.
Thank you.
That's why it's only your arm or shoulder or whatever it is that's wrong with you.
And not my head. It wasn't affecting my head at all, Tom, to fall.
That's great. That is such great news, isn't it?
Thank you, Thomas.
Aisling,
Yes?
you are presenting an award tonight at the ceremony.
I'm Tom.
Oh, tell us which one it is.
I'm presenting Best Feature, and a number of our pals are in this.
Oh.
We're talking about Joe Lycett.
Yes, of course.
We're talking about Ramesh.
Yes.
You know, they're all our pals who
That is so
came up
lovely.
in this.
Oh, great. Are you nervous about doing it? Because it's quite an unusual ceremony.
Do you know what? Not actually. This feels nicer than maybe at the other ones, because there's like, you look out and because the BAFTAs are attended by all of your heroes, you're a bit like, oh no, they're my heroes and I have to make a joke. Whereas here, I'm sort of, it's a little more chilled out, you know.
I think it's quite nice, and people are dressed up at home, they're having a little glass of something, they're doing it on their terms. I think it's quite lovely.
We did, sorry to mention it, Tom, I'm so embarrassed, but when I won my BAFTA...
Well, I was going to come on to that actually.
2 weeks ago. But I was in my... I'm sorry, Tom, I'm sorry. We can also ask the question. But, because I don't mind talking about it twice.
Yeah, it turns out she doesn't mind
bringing it up.
She's won a BAFTA,
Tom,
apparently.
I'm actually so embarrassed.
Yeah, she never mentions it.
When I won my BAFTA, and so many of the viewers at home will hopefully feel this themselves one day when they win a BAFTA, I was actually at home with my sling. That came up on the telly in my flip-flops, and it actually made the moment more special because it wasn't a work night. It was like a night with a couple of pals in the garden, and it sort of became like it just actually felt more special just sitting at home, so you could really take it in.
Were you worried that you were hallucinating on painkillers?
I was hallucinating on painkillers, so I hope I've won a BAFTA.
Sad news. You're the only person tonight who's getting the BAFTA taken away. That's why we brought you in here.
Oh, well, I had a good 2 weeks of a hallucination.
But what a great painkiller dream you had. Now, and we must also say, you did win a BAFTA. No, I'm joking. You did win a BAFTA, and that is brilliant. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Tommy.
And that's for This Way Up, which is your brilliant series, which deals with a very serious subject, as well as managing to incorporate comedy. It's a very fine balancing act. How did you find that?
I mean, I think because you and I know this from the circuit, that I think if you are passionate about something, you're always looking for the angle within which to talk about it. You're like, how do I not make this ruin a dinner party, but it's something I find important.
Yeah.
You do it amazingly on stage with all of your work. Like, you can talk about all sorts, and it's just always so full of joy. And I think comedy is the perfect way to push through a taboo, because you can realize you can talk about something and not ruin the whole day.
Yeah.
And I think so much of the time we are afraid to talk about subjects because we're afraid it'll ruin the mood. But to know that there'll be a laugh on the other side of it, don't worry. But we're afraid to get upset and walk around so afraid of getting upset that we don't get upset, push through it, and be fine the other side.
Yeah.
So I'm very comfortable around you. You know, that's the thing.
That's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Aisling Bea and her new patented boob bag. Joining me now is the star of the wonderful Home and nominated for Best Male Comedy Performance, Yousef Kerkour. Yousef!
Hello.
Hello. How lovely to see another bald man with a beard.
Hey, it's all about the solar panel.
All about the solar panels. You can get a discount, I think, from the government for installing them. That's what I keep filling in the forms.
Before they change their mind.
You must, get in there quick. Absolutely. I mean, congratulations on your first BAFTA nomination. How does it feel?
Thank you very much. It feels fantastic. Yeah, very, very, very special. It's great to be nominated. You know, it's one of those career goals, you know, and also in fantastic company. I'm a fan of all the guys that are in the category as well. So it's doubly great.
It's a great group of people. I mean, Home is a very light-hearted show. It's got lots of laughs in it. Your background is as a serious actor, and you've done lots of kind of very serious, heavy-going roles. How did it feel to step into the realm of comedy?
Fantastic. I mean, I did comedy quite a lot in theatre. That tended to be something I enjoyed the most. And it's not the same as stand-up, but you do have that thing of doing the same show, 8 shows a week for 10 months or something like that. So you get to practice bits and everything. And so comedic timing and all the rest of it was there. But it felt particularly good to play an Arab who wasn't killing people or getting killed, if I'm honest.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I mean, and as well, what's, I think, really brilliant about Home is that whilst it brings laughs, it really humanises the experience of a refugee. And that feels very important. Actually, we don't get those stories enough.
Extremely important, yeah. And that's all down to Rufus Jones. You know, he had that desire to tell that story, and in doing so, spoke for many, many of us who'd been just desperate to see something like that on television, and to be able to play Sammy and represent, the good. An example of a really good, decent person, regardless of where they're from, is just a lovely thing to do. And wrapped up in the world of comedy just makes it even better, you know. As long as it entertains the audience, and that's the main goal in the end, isn't it?
That's my favourite sort of comedy as well, is when you're laughing together. Like you're laughing at the shared human experience.
The shared human experience, and then it makes you cry at the truth of it. You know, you laugh at the comedy of it and you cry at the truth. And if you can do that, then I think you're onto a winner.
Well, Yousef, I think you have managed to do that, so it's no wonder that you've been nominated today.
Thank you very much.
And,
that's very kind of you.
We're very excited to see that you've got a jacket hanging up behind you. Is that something you're going to be wearing later?
Yes, I figured I'd just pop into that now and then and get ready to rock.
That's so nice. You've hung it on a black background, so we can't really see it. It looks like the jacket may be taking over the whole of the background of where you're sat. Is it?
No. This is just part of it. That's the rest of the jacket.
That's the rest of the jacket.
I don't know if you noticed, I'm a big guy, so
stop it.
There's more to come.
I thought maybe you were incorporating some sort of cape, which I would like to see brought back.
I think there's room for capes and togas, if I'm honest.
I would love
and
to
I'm not even joking.
Well, look, I wasn't joking. That's what I'm saying. Comedy is at its heart truth. So let's work to bring that back. But in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely, lovely time at the awards today. And I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Yousef. Well, here we are. I am a genuine storm of emotions at the moment. I am distraught at the fact that we've come to the end of the Virgin Media BAFTA TV pre-show. But that means we're just minutes away from the ceremony on BBC One. How is one to feel in a situation like this? I'm torn asunder, I tell you. But the show must go on. And right now, all the nominees who helped make the extraordinary television that we saw in 2019 are waiting to see who will be having that BAFTA mask posted out to them in the next 3 to 5 days. So get ready to pop on your telly box or the like and click over to BBC One for the ceremony. And as an added bonus, gift with purchase, if you will, you can also catch yours truly still hard at work on BAFTA's social channels, where I'll be doing backstage winners interviews. You know you want to see that. Hardest working man in TV, I hear you say. Well, it's not technically a category, but OK, I'll take it. Before we go, though, here's a message from BAFTA's chair, Krishnendu Majumdar. And dare I say this, but goodbye from me. All right, see you then. OK, bye, 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 bye.
Good evening and welcome to the Virgin Media British Academy Television Awards, celebrating outstanding television broadcast in 2019. I didn't envisage recording a message to you quite like this, but the COVID-19 pandemic has affected so much in our lives. It's a crisis unlike any we've faced in recent times, and the impact on our industry and workforce is still being reckoned with. BAFTA has helped bring the industry together, keeping people connected and creatively inspired, because now, more than ever, we need television in our lives to uplift us, to entertain, to inform us, to keep the national conversation alive. We hope you've had the chance to dip into our programme of public events that moved entirely online, making insights and skills freely available and accessible. This year was also marked by the horrific killing of George Floyd. This ignited huge waves of anti-racist protests and demonstrations all over the world. BAFTA, like every organisation, is responding to this movement. It is no longer acceptable to be only non-racist. BAFTA is unequivocally and actively anti-racist. We continue to push towards diversity and inclusion across our industry. Tonight's nominations show signs of how we're beginning to step up to our promise to welcome and support more talented people of all backgrounds and circumstances into our creative sector. Progress is being made, not least in the on-screen representation and new talent, illustrated by the large number of first-time nominees. It's an incredible list of programmes and talent that has been recognised. Although there is much more work to be done, the BAFTA spotlight shines brightly on important stories, voices and underrepresented talent. When the crisis is over, the industry will come back stronger and we will get back to what we do best, making great television. As an arts charity, we couldn't make the kind of progress we want to see without the help of all our partners and supporters, especially Virgin Media and the BBC. So thank you, and best of luck to all our nominees. Please tune in to BBC One now to watch the show hosted by the brilliant Richard Ayoade.